Well, billionaire investor Warren Buffett says economic growth has lost some steam recently. Speaking to CNBC's Becky, he says the economy is not reversing its course, but only growing at a slower pace. Listen in.
It's distorted in the last week or two by the floods in the Midwest, and we move a lot of coal. But there are 20-odd categories that the railroad industry reports on for all the railroads. And winter's always a little bit of a tricky thing, but I would say that it looks like it's slowing down. I don't mean it's reversed in course or anything, but it does seem from all of the businesses, but especially including railroad statistics, because they come so fast. And they cover such a broad spectrum. And it gets distorted by whether people are hurrying up the Pacific trade because they're worried about tariffs and all of that sort of thing. But I would say that it does look like the pace of increase in the economy has slowed down. And I wouldn't call it, I'd call it somewhere close to noticeably, but I wouldn't go beyond that.
Have you seen it broadly? Is that when it comes down to commodities, when it comes down to things that retailers are ordering, when it comes down to energy, or are there a couple of areas where you see more weakness?
Well, there are these 20-odd categories, that autos and aggregates, you name it, grain. Almost all of those categories throughout last year were trending strong, and I would say that just looking at those figures, but also looking at some other figures, a good many other figures I see on a weekly basis, where it looks like things have slowed down, and you'd always have the weather factor, but that's the way I'd bet looking at what I see today.
I don't want to get too wonky on this, but the yield curve, when you look at the 10-year versus the 3-month, has inverted. And again, this is a pretty important signal. It can signal a recession. It has signaled every recession that we've seen in the last 50 years. And it's only given an incorrect signal once. It's the first time it's inverted since 2007. Do you see a recession on the horizon?
Well, no, I just hope I see a lot of recessions. I hope I live long enough. I don't know how many recessions I've lived through, but I was born on August 30th, 1930, and the Dow was a little over 250, and it was, by the time I got out of college, there was only 1 or 2 days after my birth that it had been that high. So I don't know whether I've lived through 8 recessions or 6 recessions or you name it, but that's part of a capitalistic system, and we will have them. And it won't change anything Berkshire either invests in the way of it may offer us more opportunities, but in marketable securities or business. If we see a good business and everybody in the world is that inversion has gone to 100 basis points or something like that, we're going to buy it, and we'll buy it enthusiastically.
All right, those are some wise words coming in from Warren Buffett. But it's time for a break. Up next, ahead of the general elections, 2 surveys show unemployment is the key issue for the Lok Sabha polls. More on that when we return.